It is a series of movements that takes you from lying on your back, fitness lying down, to standing on both feet, fitness standing up.
It's science.
Were to be stranded on an island, which I'm not yet, and if I had a piece of equipment with me, okay, you know what I would do? And I think this one is very undervalued, but there's this thing in the fitness world that we call the Turkish Get-Up. And that Turkish Get-Up is very powerful because it is a series of movements that takes you from lying on your back, fitness lying down, to standing on both feet, fitness standing up. And then you have to go back down. And so this might seem like, well, pretty simple to some degree, but you're holding typically a kettlebell. Now, there are times here at Fitness Lying Down where we do appreciate using a sandbag as well. So we can change the meaning of those movements by that implement, by that tool that we use, whether it be a kettlebell or a sandbag. And what I find to be most interesting about the Turkish Get-Up is even if you're very experienced with it and you feel very proficient in those movements, you know, every time you do a get-up, it's just a little bit different depending on the day that you have. Maybe you didn't get as well of sleep the night before. Maybe you're a little bit more sticky in the shoulder than you should be. Maybe sometimes the balancing, holding that kettlebell, the stability that you need to hold that kettlebell out there, maybe you're not feeling that day. So it's always fun because like the get-up is never the same get-up every time. Okay, but again, going from the ground to standing on both feet, not only does this require strength, but it requires a lot of good mobility, and as I mentioned before, that stability. I have to make sure that my muscles are firing at the proper times, not just all the time, but as we talked about before, that my body is a series of turning ons and turning offs. So as I'm navigating my way through to standing up while I'm still pressing this bell over my head, the body really has to respond and adapt to these kind of situations, these demands. And I know some people will poo-poo a Turkish Get-Up and they'll say, hey, you're not using a lot of weight. But that's the nice thing about the Get-Up as well, is it does not need maximum weight to get the benefit. Plus, some people, I think they forget there's a cardio component put into this. And that get-up takes you all the way from like lying on the floor, that core stability that is required to roll and rise up onto the elbow. And then as we're transitioning through these different movements, there's a point where it becomes kind of a side plank, a little bit of a hinge. We get some lunge aspects out of this. This really takes care of the whole body from nose to toes. And I think what's even better about this is all these little series of movements that make up this get-up, we can actually take them out and make them their own exercises. So let's say somebody's struggling with that get-up. Maybe that transition from being on the floor to getting on that knee, maybe that's a problem for some people. Well, here at Fitness Lying Down, we can take that out and we kind of practice that a little bit more. We can spend some time, a little bit of repetition, getting those opportunities down so that you become more efficient, more proficient, so we can seal up those energy leaks. Because all that stuff that Turkish Get-Up gives us here in the gym are things that can be applied outside the gym. Because getting up off the ground is one of the most functional things you'll ever do. And once you lose the ability to do that, life has just gotten a whole lot more challenging. And you've lost some of those freedoms that you once had. So being strong is very important. And that Turkish Get-Up is one smart way. I'm not going to say easy, because it's not easy. But it's one efficient way to keep that strength alive. And it's something that you can do in your home, in the comforts of your own living room. It's something you can bring to the gym. It's something you do almost anywhere. If it has been a while since the last time you've done that Turkish Get-Up, dust off your kettlebells, maybe even your sandbag. Get back to it. It's going to be a lot of fun for you, I promise. Fun, functional, useful, neuromuscular, fun. You're welcome.